Hey, who doesn't like to go out to eat? We all do. But we don't really know what's happening behind the kitchen doors. That's why we brought in the famous chef Pascal to tell us and to show us and to bring some of his friends in so we can see what's going on in those kitchens all over the place. And today, Chef Pascal, thank you for joining us here today.
Oh, thank you.
You finally listened to me. I've been begging you since you started this show. I said, can't we, you know the executive chef at the fancy Pendry Hotel? And you say, oh, yes, I know him. Yeah, yes, I know all these people. And I'm like, well, bring him in. So I didn't think you really did until we went to an event.
I tell you, I wanted to bring him first, but I learned more about him. We met a couple of times the last couple of months. And, but with his position on the hotel, it's not easy to get him out of the hotel.
I'll bet. I'll bet.
So
exactly.
He's a busy man.
Ask my wife about that.
Yeah, your wife, yeah.
Why would you leave a palace like so? I'm looking at his resume. He worked at the Ritz-Carlton.
Well,
He
let's
worked the
go for
Montage.
that.
He
Yeah.
Tell us. Welcome, if you are. This is Ben Martinek. Did I
Ben-
say it right?
Yes, you did.
Martinek.
Well, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
I'm very pleased that you are here. And because right now you are in control of a food service management of a Pendry Hotel in Passion Island, which is a fabulous, fabulous hotel.
Thank you.
And we will talk later how many kitchen you have to supervise. But you've been around only in high-end hotels and resorts, and nothing less than 4 or 5 stars. And so tell us a little bit, because I know you are not from California. You are from Colorado, but you may have some.
Must have grown up in Monaco or someplace, or some of the Saint-Tropez, like where you used to cook. He must have been. Right?
Boulder, Colorado isn't that bad.
No, it's not that bad. My hometown is west of. It's in Boulder County, but it was about 200 people, so I couldn't be much further away than where I came from. For
Yes,
sure.
yeah, but there's some famous city around there.
Yeah.
Right.
And we have some pretty well known restaurants down in the Boulder area.
Actually,
Frosco
yeah,
and-
it's getting better and better.
It has, yeah. It's come a long way since I left. It's
And
almost 20 years now.
You have to eat well in Boulder before you go in high altitude.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that's a university town,
Yeah.
so you got that.
It's
So how does
also,
a kid from up in a little tiny town get to work in all these famous resorts? Take us through that journey.
So that's a
Let's
great
see
question.
what's his connection with his family.
Yeah. Okay. So, I grew up in a very, very, very small town. We didn't have a single gas station. The school was about 15 miles from in another town over. But what we did have is a little restaurant, and it just so happened to be owned and operated by my best friend's aunt and uncle. So that was kind of my in, and it was also the watering hole for everybody. My parents were there. My mom played music in the restaurant on Saturday nights.
What was it called? We'll do a shout out for
It was called the Mill Site Inn. It's
Okay.
still standing, but it's not operating at the moment. But
All right.
it was an old mill that was converted into a restaurant, so that's why it was called the Mill Site. The structure itself is probably pushing close to 200 years old now.
Wow. Okay.
So don't send the health inspector up there.
So local food,
Local food,
ingredients?
yeah. It was lightly Italian. We did fantastic pizzas, all made from scratch. But I ended up jumping on that. I came knocking at the door and said, "Hey, can you hire me?" When I was 11 years old. And
11 years. That's the other thing that runs through all these shows. How old were you, Chef? You said 14 or 15?
14.
14, yeah. I did not go straight to the kitchen. I was picking up cigarette butts and trash in the parking lot, and I was breaking down boxes.
There you go.
But I did it. I committed to it, and I did it every summer, all through elementary school up until middle school. I did everything you can imagine. I was a bar back. When I was 15 years old, I was serving tables. But eventually, one summer, I came back and I said, "You know what? I don't really want to deal with people as much anymore. I want to be near the food." So they put me in as a dishwasher, and honestly, I loved it. And I
loved washing dishes.
I did. I took it seriously. I organized myself well, and I was proud of the work I was doing. I felt
They're
really
not amazing with your pile of plates, pile of pots, and say, I'm going to take care of it.
Yeah.
And then you leave.
oh, and they're going to
it's
shine
all
too,
clean.
you know.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So I took pride in it, and I think that showed. And so they kept wanting me back, and finally I got to the grill station back there, and I was working in the kitchen, and the rest is history. I knew I
You
was.
had to burn yourself a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. But
But
I'll
did you-
never forget that first pizza I made that I thought was perfect. And I put it in a to-go box, and I boxed it up, and I never got to see the person receive it, but I knew that when they opened that box of pizza at home, they were going to be so happy with it, because it was the perfect pizza. It really was the perfect pizza. I still make pizza today. It was damn near perfect. It was all round, and the sauce was perfect, and the right amount of cheese on it, and it was that sense of pride. It's kind of like the dragon that I've been chasing ever since. You know, it's just very proud of the work that I was
Can you
doing.
do that pizza again?
I can, yeah. We do a very similar pizza now.
Give us a
yeah.
call.
Give us a call.
But yeah,
but did you grow up in a food family?
I
mean,
did 100%. Yeah, my
Chef Pascal says his mother was a great cook.
Yeah.
Wasn't known for anything, but she was a great cook.
A lot of us,
yeah.
because of our parents. Yeah.
and not professionally, but all
Right. Yeah.
my family, both sides of my family had some fantastic cooks. My
Cook well,
grandmothers.
eat well.
Yeah, my dad came from Chicago, and he was raised in a Polish upbringing. My grandmother was adopted, but so we don't have any Polish blood. But we were raised Polish. My grandmother was a fantastic chef, fantastic home cook rather. But
Can you make guamkis or anything?
I can actually. Yeah.
I'm part
Yeah.
Polish. I grew up in Detroit. My dad was half Polish, and so his relatives, we'd have all this Polish cuisine. Guamkis. You even know what guamkis are, chef?
Actually,
Right. Go ahead. No. I don't know.
He's going to tell you.
no, I was thinking of kalachkis.
That's another one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Guamkis are
another
like little pigs in a blanket or
Yeah,
something kind
yeah.
of.
Oh, okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But her specialty was fruit dumplings.
Uh-huh.
And so she would take a whole peach and poach it, skin it, take the pit out, and then there was a dumpling wrapper that went around the outside, and then that would get poached again and then
Yeah.
baked with with butter, brown sugar, and cinnamon on top.
They
And it
love to
was just
wrap them in things.
tremendous.
Yeah, right.
I always can be on your menu. So.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, she never wrote anything down, and when she
Yeah.
passed away, we lost a lot of her recipes.
That's one thing I always ask chefs who have some family background of cooking. Make sure you get the recipe
Yeah.
before it's too late.
I know, I
Because
know.
you always regret not having. you
There's
know.
a few that we got and a few that we've tried our hardest to recreate and just can't quite
Yeah,
get that
yeah.
magic touch to it, you know?
Like everybody want to recreate their aunt or grandmother fried chicken. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
It's never the same.
It's never the same.
So the question I
the
have,
same.
I ask everybody, is this why this path then? So you clearly liked cooking from an early age and the whole atmosphere around a restaurant. You took pride in washing the dishes,
Yeah,
making the
yeah.
perfect pizza, sticking it in the box. Isn't that what every chef inside you starts by pleasing yourself and having that pride in what you deliver, and then hoping, oh, what do you think somebody's going to see it?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
not open your own? Why isn't there a
Well,
Ben's
yeah,
place, a Ben's
Yeah,
mill? Or,
first, when did you decide I want to be in the culinary industry?
So it wasn't until about 10 years of in and out of kitchens that I decided that I was going to do this. I was good at it. I can make a profession out of this, and I can take it all the way. That's when I moved from Colorado to San Francisco, and I attended CCA.
Yeah.
which is the California Culinary Academy.
Exactly, yeah. And you know, it was kind of went back and forth. I'd already been in the business for a long time, and so going in, I kind of already knew a lot of the things, but the French terminology, the relocation, just getting into a city and having all these opportunities. I mean, I wouldn't trade
San
that for the
Francisco
world.
is amazing for that, yeah.
So, and that was when the second that I applied to that school, I'm like, this is it. This is all I'm ever going to do. And sure enough,
And that, of course, led you to a Michelin star restaurant.
it did. Yeah.
Jardinier.
Jardinier never actually got their star. They were very well deserving, but they never got their star. So it
I
was
said they had one star because
No,
there
they-
was a beginning of Michelin in
California.
California.
yeah. They may have at the end, but they closed like right around the same
Yeah,
time they were
yeah.
getting rated.
And where were they?
She
where-
was a great chef.
She's tremendous,
Where
amazing.
were they at?
That was down in the theater district of San Francisco. So
Right.
we were right across from the opera. We
you
had
go.
the ballet right there.
But star, no
symphony.
star, they were very popular.
Yeah. It was
But the Michelin star was which one? Cortez?
Cortez. So I went to Cortez after that, which was a very, very fun experience for me. It was a smaller team. I still am and this is the other thing, as you know about the kitchens, is you don't get you go through the trenches with these guys and girls, and they're with you for life. I mean, they're like people you grew up with, and even though if it's
It is
only
kind of like the Army.
it
somehow,
is
you
kind of
know?
like the Army, you know. I don't know that you'd ever build those relationships not having gone through certain hardships. with
You have to
people.
learn how to crawl underground.
Exactly.
Your way
Yeah,
through.
exactly.
Keep your head down when
Yeah.
the grenades are coming in. Yeah.
Stay low, and then suddenly you stand up.
Yep. And you know, sometimes you got to bail out the guy next to you, and
Yeah.
sometimes you need them to bail you out, and you build these relationships that last for a lifetime.
Yes.
So that's the most memorable thing about Cortez is I'm still in contact with all the people from that restaurant. Had a Michelin star, very creative cuisine,
Very Californian style.
Californian style. It had some Mediterranean influence
Yeah,
and some
yeah.
Spanish
This
influence.
was up north somewhere. Again?
It was in the city. In the city,
San
yeah, in San
Francisco.
Francisco.
The city. If
Yeah.
you're anybody listening outside of California, there's only one city in California. If you're up in the Bay Area,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the city.
Especially for food.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
city. Not L.A., not San Diego. It's the city.
The city. I miss it up there. But yeah, so right around a year and a half into that role, my wife, we had our daughter, and so we moved down to Orange County. We wanted to be. Her family's all centered down here,
Oh, okay. So,
and big family. She's got a lot of brothers and
so
sisters.
you blame it on your wife?
I do.
Are you
Or the daughter,
You
one of the two, yeah.
you thanking your wife to make you come down here.
I didn't think I was going to like it down here,
Yeah.
leaving San Francisco and coming
Yeah.
down to, you know,
It's a different
Sleepy
world.
suburbia,
completely
right.
Especially
different.
in our industry,
Yeah.
you know, you
Yeah.
don't see other chefs every day. Like in San Francisco, everybody get together very often.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, because it's spread out.
And the
Also,
culinary
there's
roots are so
more-
deep up there.
There's more nightlife too.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no
Oh, it never
nightlife in Orange
sleeps.
County.
Never
So-
sleeps. No, and
And what
you don't
year-
need to own a car. You just walk
Yeah.
around or take the bus anywhere you want to go, and you know, parking is about as expensive as
What
rent
year
up
was
there.
this when you came down here?
I came down in 2008, late 2008, and then when I got down here, I kind of threw my resume around a little bit, and
Did you throw it over at Pascal's here?
no,
No.
I wasn't. I didn't know the scene very well. I had said I want to work at Providence in LA, and I thought, oh, the commute. I'll
yeah.
deal with the commute. And then once the reality hit, like that wasn't
Yeah,
going to happen.
yes,
That was
yes.
not going to happen. So I put my resume out in a few places. You remember Nick's? Well, it's still there. Nick's is an institution now, but when I first came down, they were the first person to respond to my resume, and they called me up and said, "Hey, we saw your resume. We love it." I was leaving as a sous chef from a Michelin star restaurant. You don't see a ton of that. down
I'm
here,
surprised
so.
you didn't apply to the Patina group as well.
Yeah,
The Patina group?
I
Yeah,
heard
right.
about it shortly after I got down here, but at the time I had no idea. I was just
Yeah.
in a whole new pond, so I was just kind of randomly floating it out there. Nick's, yeah, it was pretty standard food. It was definitely not Michelin level, but they called me back right away and said, "We'd love to have you come work here." And I said, "Well, what if I came in and did a stage?" And they were like, "Oh, a stage." They had no idea what I was talking about.
Really?
And I was like, "No, it's safe where I come in and I'll just work for a shift with you guys and see how you operate, and we'll see how it goes."
Well, basically, you come, we'll give you a job, but you have to work for free.
Yeah. Well, that's the funny part is they were so unfamiliar with that concept that they paid me cash.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's good.
Even better.
See, that's a secret behind the kitchen door.
That's behind the kitchen door. Get cash. Always.
And then I ended up getting an offer from the Ritz-Carlton. The Ritz-Carlton had
How did they find out about you?
I dropped my resume with them,
Okay.
and back then, now it's all online. But I was literally going from place to place,
Yeah,
handing out
yeah.
my resume.
So I want to talk about that moment. So you've been in a mom and pop restaurant in a small town.
Yeah.
Loved it. Mm-hmm. Decided to take a step up. You go to the California Culinary Academy,
Yeah.
and from that now you're in the other end of the spectrum, Michelin star restaurants.
Yeah.
and fancy cuisine in the city. High-end cooking across from the Opera House. Not the Mill anymore in small town Colorado.
a big step in
Making
the right
pizzas.
direction.
Now, all of a sudden, why take a veer into hotels and resorts?
That is a great question. So this is, right after the recession. Pay was kind of everything coming down here, and coming from the city. I was making $33,000 as a salary in the city. I mean, it was barely able to survive on that.
Yeah, especially with
so
the rent and everything.
Yeah, I come down here and the Ritz is offering, I think at the time was like $16 an hour. Sounded like, oh, I finally made it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hit the,
yeah,
hit
yeah.
the jackpot.
Yeah. And it was also the benefits that come along with the hotel, and that's really not only what got me in, but has kept me with it for
Stability.
so long. Yeah, stability, the health insurance, and I had my daughter at the time, so I was really thinking about more than just myself at that
So
point.
what was the first position you had at the Ritz-Carlton?
The Ritz-Carlton lowballed me. I didn't understand.
Don't hold back. Tell us
I didn't
what-
understand at the time this cook 1, 2, 3 thing,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
big in the hotel world. Now I preach it every day. But at the time I had no idea. They said, "Oh, cook 3." They offered me a cook 3 coming off a sous chef, and I'm like, "Okay, well, whatever it is, I'll take it because I know that I'm
good.
going to go and work
Cook 3
circles
is
around
good.
people,
Good on trade.
and I'll get promoted."
Yeah.
And lo and behold, they have policies in place, and you can only be promoted so often. You have to be there 6 months before you can move up. And I didn't realize that cook 3 was at the bottom of the rung, but
And Paul, there is no politics, you know.
No, all just performance based.
But once I got in there, I did just that. I worked my tail off, and I worked every station on the line as a cook 3, and I eventually got to the point where I had applied for a sous chef role there, and they wanted to give me a kitchen manager, so it was going to be a big jump from
in
to
a,
kitchen
in
manager.
a specific kitchen? Or?
It was 162 at the time.
Okay.
We closed it. We opened Raya, which is
yeah.
still there now, and then I left about 6
160
months.
wasn't more oriented to a steakhouse?
It was kind of steakhousey, definitely American vibes to it.
Yeah.
Creative. We got to do specials every day, which was,
Good-
and then
a
we do
good
tasting
bar
menus on
and
the
everything.
weekends. Yeah, good bar
Good
program.
wine list,
Yeah. And I was very happy. I mean,
Well, it's better because, you could have done the dining room, but the dining room is such a low place.
it wasn't open anymore
Oh.
at the time.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was a completely dark kitchen in the space. So there was no terrace, there was no dining room. So that was kind of the only option. It was that or
Yeah,
banquets.
yeah,
and
yeah.
So let's
banquets
talk
had-
about, and I appreciate that these are high-end properties, the highest in Orange County here, the Montage, the Ritz-Carlton, the Pendry now. And so they're catering to a very affluent audience
Yes.
who's used to the best,
Yeah.
who can afford the best,
Yeah.
who wants the best. At the same time, and you guys can explain this to me, when I look at the awards around the world, always, forever, I don't see necessarily those properties, those kinds of properties, winning the awards or winning the critics' attention. It's always a place like you started at.
Well,
Le
actually,
Jardiniere and all this
I think you're right. I mean, in somewhat you are right, but because of the still 5-star hotels.
Absolutely.
And-
That's why I'm wondering. I would think they would be the
So-
leading
so-
culinary on the cutting edge. Everybody be talking about and writing about them and everything else.
Sometimes it's complicated for the big guides to put stars in hotels. Now they're more soft. At the beginning,
They want to reward the
they
smaller
say, "Oh, it's still a hotel restaurant," and so chef got frustrated,
Yeah.
And then, but now they're more open to that. But then you move to the Montage, who was supposed to have stars.
Yeah, yeah.
The studio at the Montage was with a Great Strong was at least a 2-star Michelin style of restaurant.
Yeah.
They invested a lot.
So what do you think? I guess what I'm getting at, with that kind of power, with that kind of prestige, with that kind of clientele, you think they'd be the cutting edge of culinary arts in America? And
Oh,
yet,
they are.
maybe, but
They
I-
are.
Are they? Okay.
Because they have the budget and they can have
Right.
access. But
And yet the ones I always hear about are the little hole in the walls, or the ones that are the James Beard chef is here and there.
But the key is to, if I may say,
Yeah.
you can take over.
Chef's answering all the questions.
No.
Anyway, he knows very well.
I want him to tell me.
You still have to have a great restaurant in a 5-star hotel because you want to keep your guests in.
Yeah, yeah. It's rare to, especially this day and age, that these restaurants do cater to one focus. And that's kind of the trouble that you run into with the hotel is most of the restaurants serve 3 meals. It's going to be breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Right. That's true.
And they're very I don't want to say generic, but you have to keep a
Don't
pretty
forget
wide.
on the room service.
Yeah, in the room service. Yeah,
That's what I was
yeah.
gonna
So
get
all
at.
these things are,
Right.
you know, in
You still
the
got to have a
Michelin
pizza
world,
on the menu and a burger. And stuff,
exactly.
too. Right.
In the Michelin world, they kind of amount to distractions from what your focus is, and so it's hard to maintain that focus. Studio was an exception.
Yes.
Studio is an exception.
Studio as kind of, you felt was an independent restaurant at the Montage.
Yeah.
He had his own terrace,
Yeah,
his own view.
you were even separated from
Yeah,
the building. I mean,
totally.
just spectacular setting. And yeah, we unfortunately never got a chance to be rated by Michelin. We ended up closing at the beginning of the pandemic, which was pretty shortly after they started rating California as a
Yeah,
whole.
yeah.
So we never really got the chance.
So
I'm a firm believer.
Michelin kept us behind on, we were the last one to come
Yeah,
in California.
Yeah, we were.
in Orange
Yeah, we
County.
were.
I've
It's a
never
lot of
quite
ground to cover.
I've never quite understood why, but it always to me seemed like it was sort of the snooty. It has to be a French restaurant in
It's
France
not
to get a
snooty.
Michelin
I
star.
think Orange County is a complex area for culinary.
Yeah.
There's so many diversity.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
easy
You
for
got a lot
a
of
guy.
ethnic food.
And it's a lot of ground to cover, a lot of restaurants to look at. You know, it's a big task. It's a huge task.
Sorry, you gave me an explanation, which makes sense. I never heard why. So as high end as you're doing, you're also got to do breakfast. You got to do what do you call it?
Room service?
Room service, yeah, all that
Yeah.
stuff. Here's one other idea to throw out there. I never go. Sorry to say, I like to go to fancy restaurants. Can't always afford them, but I like to go out and eat and try these places. Hear about something I got to try. It's got a Michelin star. I'll go. I never think of going to a resort, to the Montage, to the Ritz, to any of those places, because somehow that seems like that's for them. I don't know that it even advertises or caters to the surrounding community. Is that wrong? Is that just me, or are they really an internal market?
I think a little bit of both can be true. You know, we definitely are there to cater to hotel guests, and the primary source of income is through those rooms, not necessarily the restaurants. So everything we do kind of translates back to that. But you know, we do, I would say about 40% of our business in the restaurants is the local community, or people coming from other hotels and
Good,
things like
okay.
that.
All right. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know why I don't think of, you've got some great restaurants and great properties. I've never been to the Pendry Hotel.
Well, it's also because of the location. You know, so you have
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
a lot of business going on, Fashion Island.
Yeah.
A lot of the good part of the tourism go to Fashion Island, you know, and go to the ocean, can do
Right.
shopping, all kind of thing. And but I wanted to say that really, you know, Paul, there is a 3-star Michelin in a hotel in San Diego. Addison, you know, they have 3 stars.
That's what your last guest was talking
Yeah.
about here,
Yeah.
Addison.
That's the first.
And I have never heard of it, and I've never been there. And
It's
I'm now
amazing.
intrigued
It's
to go
very
back.
I
rare
have
to
been
have
there.
a 3-star restaurant in
it
a
is.
In a
resort,
hotel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
At least
so-
in the U.S. I mean, there's certain brands that really put themselves behind the stars, and they see it as a huge asset to what they're doing. Four Seasons is a good example. They have a lot of stars, and they really invest in that, and they promote that.
they have consultants.
So
Yeah.
how does, and the other thing you brought up is the tourism word here. Orange County is a huge tourism thing. It starts at
It is.
Disneyland, but doesn't end there. You got the beaches, and you got all the other South Coast Plaza, and people come from Japan and China and all these places. Does that change the food that you have to cook for them?
It
That's a
does
good point.
to a degree. Kind of depends on what the structure of the hotel is, of course, first and foremost. That wouldn't really influence what we did in a place like Studio. Studio was very set in upper echelon
Yeah.
food, and
It tried to be
you
an
know,
independent kind of
shooting for
restaurant.
the stars.
Yeah, right.
However, in the same hotel, you have the loft, which is a little bit more casual, breakfast, lunch, and
Yeah.
dinner, and you know that in-room dining menu is pretty eclectic. You got to have a little bit of everything.
Yeah, more kind of fun family food.
Yeah, yeah.
Close to the pool.
Yeah,
thing like that,
yeah.
you know,
So
so this is where I want to come, because the Pendry, if it was a larger place, like I said earlier, on a golf course, you know, we could call it a resort.
Yeah.
But it's not, because it's a standing hotel.
yeah,
a tower.
internally we still kind of refer to it as a resort. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's
But you don't market it that way.
we
you
don't
know?
market it that way.
But
Right.
if you go there, I tell you, because and then I want to go to the next restaurant after that.
That's the ultimate thing. I'm hoping you guys will take me there because I said 3 times I've never been there.
Right. But you have to make a decision.
Uh-oh.
Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 options for dining.
Really?
There.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you're really nice, you can go to a private dining area.
Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute, too. I want to
But,
understand that whole market.
As far as I want to go back to the resort thing, there's an outdoor setting. There's a pool on one side, there's a bar in the middle, and then a beautiful setting with trees, birds around, a lot of plants, and it's like a happy hour menu all day long.
Yeah.
With great food.
Yeah.
Like last time I went there, I had a trio of tacos, and it was the best tacos you can eat in a 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
It was amazing. You know?
Yeah.
So, and then you have an Italian
We do.
restaurant,
Yeah.
very high-end Italian restaurant,
Yeah.
and you have a steak restaurant.
Steak and sushi. Yeah.
And the steak, the steak restaurant has a beautiful sushi bar. So if you do want sushi and steak, you can have both at the same time.
So can I, before he answers, I got another question because I was wondering where things are going. And my perception, I don't go to many fancy resorts. I don't live in that level here where I get to go to fancy resorts in Hawaii or Europe or whatever here. But my perception is that they always have to have a steak. They always have to have, like in Vegas, a steak, an Italian, and some kind of seafood or sushi or something here for those like my wife who won't eat meat anymore. Is that,
Yeah,
is
there's
that the
not
three?
there's not many hotels that serve sushi unless there are
I don't see many doing
like,
French. I don't see them many doing other sorts of cuisines.
It's
Maybe
kind
California.
of mixed.
It's
inside
kind of mixed.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'd
what are
agree
the
with
hot
that.
cuisines? You just rattled those off. Well, if I go to a resort in Vegas or anywhere in the world, what am I going to see in these resort hotels?
I mean, realistically, you play to your demographic, right?
Right.
And Italian steakhouse,
Everybody
and
loves
then
it.
we have a little Baja restaurant. But in Orange County, those 3 things we know that's a hot ticket right there.
Right.
You know, you put the same hotel
So you're
in
not gonna do
Europe,
a
you
Greek-
might want to do something a
You're
little
not going to do
more
Greek
French
or
bistro.
French or bistro or anything.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I think it all kind of depends on your demographic, but one thing we know for sure that does really well in Orange County is Italian food. Pastas and pizzas all day long.
Yeah.
Steak and sushi is another one, especially having that, combined together, because there's a lot of steakhouses, there's a lot of sushi places,
Right.
but to combine the two is a little novel and definitely draws a huge crowd.
Because
So
the men
Yeah.
want the steak and the women want the sushi. At least that's the way in my family.
yeah,
Sometimes that's the opposite on my side.
But there's
I like
always
it all. I
there's
like
a
it all.
dichotomy,
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so that's what we're seeing. And
So, how many kitchen and how many type of menus you have to handle?
The hotel has 11 menus, 11 different, we call them outlets, but it's not like you could walk in there and you're not going to go sit in banquets and we take an order, right? But that's a huge part of the operation. So banquets, we have a coffee cart, which is a lot of pastries and different customized coffees and things like that. We have our Tree Shack, which is the Baja restaurant. It's the pool, but it also services a public patio as well. We have the Elwood Club. Elwood Club's like a whole wing of the hotel.
we're going to talk about that last. 'cause
Yeah,
I'm
it's
fascinated
a
by
really
that.
cool spot.
They even
There's-
have like a speakeasy.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's 3 outlets in there. So there's the Via Mara, which is the high-end Italian. There's a pub, which is kind of like a sports bar, very casual feel to it. And then, of course, the cabaret, which is our late-night speakeasy. We have Bar Pendry, which is our lobby bar, but it is a very lively
Beautiful
lobby bar.
bar.
Beautiful,
Is
beautiful.
that like a full circle?
Yeah. Like a giant oval.
Okay.
But yeah, spectacular setting. Very, very busy. So primarily alcohol sales.
And
in
a
there, but
lot
we do
of
serve
locals are going there.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, that one is a big difference in it's probably 20% hotel guests and 80% locals.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
So you can bring in people from the outside.
You absolutely, yeah.
Particularly in a neighborhood
absolutely.
like that.
Are you go through the lobby, do you even ask anything, and you just go a little bit on the right, and you're right there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the place is so popular on the weekends. It's like a nightclub in the lobby of the hotel.
Wow. Okay.
It was just we've had to change our plan of attack several times since opening. Just kind of how to manage the crowds on the weekend and how to still separate that from
Because
the
you don't want
luxury
that crowd to
experience.
push out the local. I had
Yeah.
this. I went to a W, right? We're all in the W chain.
Yep.
Down in San Diego, we decided to go down for a week, and we
Yeah.
live it up. We're going to stay at the W.
downtown, yeah.
And they have, of course, a DJ spinning in the middle of the lobby at
yeah.
a certain hour.
Yeah.
So as a hotel guest, I was intrigued, but I also felt like, well, wait a minute, I'm staying here, I'm paying to do this, and these people are just walking in and partying here. Is it an intrusion to bring in people from the outside?
Actually, San Francisco had several hotels like that.
Yeah.
They had the lounge hour, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely unique to this area to have something like
Yeah.
that. And if you didn't know Pendry Newport Beach, but you know the brand Pendry, it can be a little off-putting because you expect this, contemporary luxury, kind of low
Quiet,
quiet,
yeah.
yeah.
So
peaceful
11,
setting.
11 menus
Yeah.
that you change, kind of rotate or
Yeah, yeah.
go with the season.
Uh-huh.
And how many kitchen?
We have 2 main kitchens is all, but we call it our
Cranking
main
out,
kitchen.
cranking out all that food?
Well,
including
the main
banquets?
kitchen is kind of a complex. There's 3 main lines on the
Each cook had
main
4
kitchen.
hands, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
it's a huge space. Banquets takes up a big chunk of that. We have 1 kitchen that does 3 outlets. 3. The Tree Shack Baja cuisine. It does the bar Pendry food at night, so one into the next, and then 24 hours a day we do room service out of that kitchen.
Wow.
Is that kitchen still same, Bill Bracken? He
Yeah,
used to be
yeah,
there.
yeah.
And I went there, could do some parties with him.
Yeah,
couple of
very
times.
similar, but we
Yeah.
did kind of remodel a bit.
Okay.
We added so that kitchen I just mentioned is all induction. Everything was induction,
Wow.
and we kind of pushed
Really?
it into what used to be the Garmager kitchen from the Island Hotel,
Oh, wow.
and took over that space to create 3 new outlets.
So induction meaning you don't have live flames and stuff?
We don't have live flames and no hood vents. That's like the real thing is we don't have hood vents, so everything has to be induction. It was just kind of pushing what used to be all on this one line. They used to do about 5 outlets. We pushed 3 of them out to separate them, and then now that one main line just focuses on the steak and
And-
sushi.
Technically,
Yeah.
in a hotel like this, it's very hard to have a shaft.
Yeah.
Communication.
Exactly. Where do you put the
Push
shaft
20
of the
stories,
To
vent?
the
no?
tower,
Right.
unless you go on the side, and then the guests open their windows and smell.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
it's breakfast time.
Yeah.
They can smell we smell the bacon. no?
Exactly.
That's a great point, and it's 20 stories up. So we're on the first floor of the 20 story
So
building.
you guys are chefs. I'm not. Can you make the same quality, the same cuisine on an induction line?
Totally.
Totally.
It's a question of
question.
control.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there's some drawbacks to it, but there's also some benefits as well.
You know the good because I'm working at the at Saddleback College. We have a full induction kitchen, electric, everything.
For the culinary arts program over
Yeah,
there.
and the hate flames. I like flame because it goes fast. Boom, respond very fast.
Right.
But sometimes you burn the sauce on the edges.
Yeah.
Induction, you just it's
You
clean.
don't have to worry about
So
it.
he
Yeah.
said there's some benefits and some disadvantages. Tell me both to cooking with an, because the people tuning in like me want to know what's behind the kitchen door.
Yeah. What we have these ovens. They're called turbo chefs. They're like what you see in Starbucks, but we have the massive industrial version of those. They can be an air fryer. They can be convection. They can be a small deck oven if you need it to be. It's just it's a brilliant piece of equipment. On the other side of that, we have a fryer that's a hoodless fryer. So all the air gets
hoodless fryer.
Hoodless
Okay.
fryer. So it
Never
all
heard
gets sucked internally through a vent or a filter rather, and before it spits the air out. So there's no more grease in the air it's pushing out. It's
So no grease traps and all the
no
other stuff?
grease traps. It's kind of a nightmare just the maintenance on it. We have to change filters on it all the time, and it's a pain in the butt to clean, and you got to take the whole thing apart every day. And
But as a chef, what's the upside, what's the downside? What
well,
can you do, what
I don't
can't you?
think there's an
For
upside
the
to the
chef,
hoodless
no,
fryer,
but
if
it's
we're
for
being
cook.
honest.
The cook one has to do the job.
The cook one. No, the cook 3. We found that out. It's the bottom line there.
But we have like the induction burners, like you mentioned, chef. Not scorching things, and they are pretty responsive to the heat. As long as you have the right pan on there, it gets hot very fast, and it's a very nice even heat. And you have a lot of surface area to
And
work
it's the
on,
best
too.
for simmering.
Yeah. And we had to be smart about the menu that we serve. So the pool, we don't have a lot of fried stuff on there. Obviously, it'd be a crime not to have some French fries and chicken
Gotcha,
tenders and things for the kids. But outside of that, the doing tacos off of it is perfect. It's perfect.
Do you have a pizza oven in your kitchen?
I do in the Via Mara kitchen. So that there's one kitchen that's separated from that main complex, and that's the Elwood kitchen.
Okay.
It's a very small space, but a lot of firepower in there, and that was a new addition. So
I want to try one of your pizzas.
yeah, you need to come. The pizza's excellent. It is very good, very good.
Now you, as the executive chef, or what do you cover? You call yourself now here, culinary director.
Culinary director, yeah.
Do you oversee all of these 11 menus, all of these
I do,
different
yeah.
kitchens?
And how many people are you supervising?
I have
1,000.
I have 10 chefs that work on the team, and about 65 cooks.
Wow.
So it's a very large
And
team.
each kitchen has its own brigade.
Brigade,
also.
yeah. Chef de cuisine, sous chef, chef de partie, and then cook 1, 2s, and 3s.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And how do you maintain not just consistency, but quality across that many different operations, that many different cuisines, different kitchens, and all that stuff?
Well,
I know a big part of it is cost control and figuring it all out and what sells and what doesn't. It's all that business part of it.
yeah,
But how do you make sure that the product comes out right?
that's a great question. It's all about the checks, the controls, making sure that the people are there inspecting things and tasting things. And I preach this every day. Did you taste it? Did you taste it?
I never
All
heard of
the
that.
time.
I never thought of it. I wouldn't think anybody would taste it. They're just cranking it
It's
out.
very important. That's the key of that make the
Never thought
guest
of that.
happy. Consistency.
If you're in your own
yeah.
kitchen, like your kitchen, that you, Chef Pascal, in Pascal's restaurant,
I
just walking
carry,
around the kitchen.
I carry a little spoon all the time in
Yeah.
my pocket.
Yeah.
But would you expect that if there's 11 chefs in multiple kitchens on a multiple
Well,
story
if you,
property?
if you care, yeah.
If you care, absolutely. And I taste everywhere I go. I don't usually sit down to eat a meal throughout
But
the
you
day.
already did.
I'm constantly eating. It's like a grazing technique that I use. I move around and just taste things. But ultimately, it comes down to hiring the right people, and I will say that, and promoting the right people into leadership positions that care about what they do and put their passion forward every day, and who are going to be almost like a visceral upset if something comes back from the dining room. I mean, none of us want that. Or a complaint that it's underseasoned or anything like that. And it's all about having the people that in the right positions that care about what they're doing.
That is the key word, and you say so casually, but I tell you, there are resorts and hotels I've been at where people care down to the pool boy who's giving you the towel.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching them.
Yeah.
They could easily say,
it's
and,
true.
and just walk away. But
It's
somehow they
unfortunate,
get
but
them
it's
to
true.
care.
Yeah.
So do you have to find people that already care, or do you somehow teach them to care?
A little bit of both. I think that we focus on two aspects when we're hiring. It's the character side and the competency side. The competency side is a little negligible. We can teach you what you need to know.
Right.
I can teach you everything that you need to know to be able to work the line, to be able to expedite the food, to be able to quality control the food. That can all be taught. But it takes the right type of person to be receptive and care about what they're doing. And so that's the character side. And I focus primarily on that when I'm hiring. I'll leave it to my chefs to do most of the recruiting. And when they bring somebody into my office to interview, I know that they're telling me they can do the job. My job is to see, are they the right fit for the team? Are they the right cultural fit for what we're trying to achieve here? And that's my primary focus.
And culture meaning everybody uses that word, and it's like everybody says, "What's called? It's the culture." Okay, what is the culture, and how do you establish a culture?
That's
Culture.
a great question.
How do you get a common communal feeling of something here?
That's a great question. We're really big on that in Montage International. It's everything to us, and
Because
it's
the Pendry, as we didn't say that, is part of the Montage.
yes,
Group.
yes,
Yes.
yeah,
Right.
all part of the same group. How do we do that? It's a lot has to do with the onboarding, for sure. We go through we call it our Know Thyself. It's like an orientation, but it's 3 days of getting to know the culture of the hotel. But for me, it's my priorities, how I hire. So every time I sit down with a new candidate, I go through the same kind of spiel. You know, most people tend to think that my number one priority is putting out fantastic food and getting great, happy guests and great response to the food and winning accolades and winning awards. And that's really not the case. Actually, that stuff falls pretty far down my list. Number one priority of mine is hiring the right people and identifying the right people. And number two priority is making sure that we treat them the right way. And that in turn, they treat each other the right way. And
because that's a big part of it too. You got that many people. Wouldn't it be a lot of infighting and catfighting?
I mean, it happens.
Not
it
working
happens.
together and name calling and.
Oh yeah,
But we don't
off.
support it. You have to get it to where that is a fish swimming upstream.
but you can't fight because you won't get the promotion if you fight.
Yeah.
That's
But I'm
it.
just saying, when you bring a lot of people together and they're creative and they're passionate and they're really into something, not all of them are going to play well together. By definition.
They don't. But you know, de-escalating is pretty simple. You just listen to people.
Yeah,
Just
if they have
listen
a
to
good
people.
mind, they will not mind to learn from the others.
Get you up to the mic
No.
closer. You're drifting
So
off.
we always learn from each other.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Any level you are in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So, who will be the first one to say, "Hey, I want the Pendry Hotel to have a Michelin star restaurant"? If that will come from the top management, or you can go say, "Hey, you know, I would like to have one."
You're saying who
Michelin
sets the
star
goal,
restaurant.
who
Yeah.
sets that target, or does that an important target to even reach? Yeah, I mean, Everett clearly would be nice.
If you asked me 10 years ago, it's the only goal. But now it's important, I think, but at the same time, it's not necessarily part of the business model that we're running.
That's what I'm
You know,
saying, right?
Yeah, it really does need to come from the top and say, hey, we're gonna pay this much money to have this chef come in, and we're gonna make sure that they can just primarily focus on dinner only, and it's gonna be, you know, food cost is out the window and all these things. That has to come from the top. I can't decide, hey, I'm gonna increase my food cost by 10%. So that
But
we can
how
quit.
do people know that you can serve the best steak in Orange County in your kitchen?
In other words, how do you promote yourself today? Because the newspaper used to be a handful of newspapers
Not
had
anymore.
writers, not anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
There is no Elmer Dills on TV walking around.
You know
My
what it
Day or
is?
whatever.
It's TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
TikTok and Instagram.
Or reviews.
Yeah, and reviews. That's it.
And podcasts.
You have
Hotels are
to,
very hotels are very big on the review. This is why they
Yes.
have meetings with the teams and the cast. Say, hey, we need to have the best reviews.
I was
Yeah.
at a restaurant. I won't call them out. A nice restaurant, and at the end of the meal, because I was complimenting, I said, "Please put a review on. Please put a review on." I thought it was just begging me like 5 times.
Yeah.
Don't
It's
tell
important.
me.
Well, especially
important.
people that travel.
Yeah.
They read the reviews
Yeah.
before they.
well, when I go to a new city, first thing I do if I'm looking for a place to eat is I Google it. I
Right.
Google the restaurants around me, and then I start to look at their star reviews and what people have to say about that place.
Is it all Yelp or is it other things?
Yelp is the primary. Yeah.
So very quickly, because we're going to run out of time.
Right.
Why there is a private club
Yes.
in the hotel
That's
that's
what.
a great question.
That's what we want to know here.
and make it special.
That's a great
In a
question.
public hotel, a
Yeah.
public resort.
Yeah.
You said it's mostly people coming and staying. It's about the rooms and
Yeah.
it's how long you stay there.
Yeah.
Why then have a private club, which is by definition probably not for the outside, but for the community more, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it has a lot to do with our demographic here in Orange County, and especially in Newport, there's a huge club culture, and these people aren't necessarily belonging to one club. They belong to 3 or 4 of these private clubs.
The yacht club.
The yacht club, the golf club,
Right.
whatever it might be. Ours is a strictly social club. We don't have a golf course. We don't have a dock. We're
marina.
We're not a marina. We're not on the water. So it's primarily a social club. So we are constantly having meetings about what's next on the programming. What are we going to do to entice people to come? We throw parties all the time. Really big, fun parties too. But why is a great question. I think that it was a passion project from our ownership, or not our ownership, but the founder and CEO of Montage and his son.
Okay.
It was a passion project for them. So Elwood is the name comes from their grandfather. Well, his grandfather, Alan Firstman's father, So definitely, to brand it as under his name, and this is
So
definitely
it's called the Elwood
the Elwood,
Club.
the
And,
Elwood
and
Club.
how many
yeah.
Montage Group must be international and huge? How many Elwoods are there around the?
This is the one and only. This is the one.
Make
and
it
only.
even more special.
Make it
Yeah.
even more special.
We have a couple other little private clubs that we run in some of our hotels, but none of them are branded as the Elwood.
And
Do they live locally? Is this? Do they see it? Do
you
they
have to,
experience it?
or
Primarily.
they have to be members in a membership. Or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. So there's membership, different tiers. We have different packages. There's a corporate membership. There's a singles membership. There's an under 30 membership. There's a couples. So there's a lot of different ways to get in there.
You know what you need is a media membership for
And
podcasters.
as a member,
Come on.
as a member, you go through the lobby. Do they know? Oh, this is a special member.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, that is a huge thing for us.
Very
Well,
important.
part of what built the Montage brand is our guest recognition,
Yeah.
our name usage, the way that we treat people as if they're family, whether they're a guest that we've never had in before or someone that comes back 10 or 12 times. This is a whole new level for us. This is, we were all raised in this 5-star environment where it's Mr. such and such, Mrs. such and such. This is a very big divergence from how we were all kind of culturally raised in the hotel world, because we're on first name basis. A lot of us hug when we know them like they're family members.
So you have to be a member to have access to the cabaret night,
That's correct.
to
Yeah.
have access to the
Sports
to
bar.
the pub.
The pub, yes.
Yes.
The restaurant, though, we do open to the public.
Okay.
Lunch, pretty much since opening, has been open to the public, and really primarily hotel guests, because it's our main dining room for lunch. Outside, indoors anyway. We have the alfresco dining, but half the year.
So
it's
does
full of
any
chili.
member can invite guests?
Yes, member can invite guests.
And do you have to be
Someone is a member. I want to.
Oh,
actually invite.
me next. And how about, do you have to be nominated, or can I just, if I pony up and pay, I'm in?
There is a selection process, so we do have a list, and it goes through 2 different committees. They're very quiet about. I don't even know who's on these committees. They try to keep it that way. So
Chef's on one of
you
the
can't
committees,
just
I know
reach
that.
out and say, "Hey, get me in the Elwood." You do go through a process, but it's they do background check.
It's
and they
prestigious.
do some
You
stuff.
know,
Yeah,
you have a card. And,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
amazing. Oh, I have to say before we need to jump out of the food. The remodeling actually was done perfect. You know,
was
the
amazing.
interior
They did such a
design,
good job.
everything is
Yeah.
so pleasant. You feel good there.
And that was fairly recently, right?
2 years ago we
years
opened.
ago, okay.
Yeah.
But the rooms are also been upgraded. Unbelievable. You know, they have mini suites, something like that.
There's a lot of suites too.
Yeah,
yeah, it's a good mix in that hotel.
Corner suite with ocean views,
Yeah.
something like
Now,
that.
how do you know that, chef? Do you go stay over there? You don't go stay in the suite.
My wife is listening.
Okay.
Just kidding. No, we were planning an event for a celebrity actually that was coming from Silicon Valley, and so we had a tour to
Had to
pick
check it
the
out.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we inherited a beautiful building.
Which
though
was-
structurally.
What was it
structurally.
before? It was the
So
Four Seasons?
it's 40 years old actually, that building.
Yeah.
It was a Four Seasons, originally built as a Four Seasons. Then it became Fashion Island Hotel, and then it was just slightly rebranded to the Island Hotel.
Yeah.
And then that shut down pretty much day one of the pandemic,
Yeah.
and sat vacant for about a year or so.
Maybe.
And then we jumped in, did the construction.
And there was, I
maybe
hate to
another
say
year.
that, but kind of some speculation, maybe it would come down. Maybe it's not a hotel anymore here. Maybe it's
Oh,
a
no.
apartments
They
or office or something.
millions of dollars.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But there was a lot of concern as to a couple of the big hotels, because hotels have not been coming out of the
tough.
pandemic well, yeah,
it was tough. Montage had a growth spurt during the pandemic. We opened up
But-
about
but-
6
yeah.
hotels.
wow.
Yeah.
But look at the location.
Oh, wow.
Close to the ocean, close to Fashion Island, close to the airport.
Newport
It's
Beach.
amazing location.
Honestly, we're sitting on a bit of a gold mine, just in
Yeah.
terms of the location, in terms of the fact that it's been there for as long as it has, and it has a reputation. People have been there, and we get guests all the time that say, "I remember when this was the Four
and
Seasons."
they have view.
Yeah, and the view.
No, view.
Yeah,
You.
well-
They have you.
Oh,
Oh, you and the view.
well, thank you, chef. I appreciate that. there's a
just
nice
want
view on the
somebody-
top floors. So
Yeah,
you get all the way
I
up
want
there.
your top management. Heard
So
that.
do they, here's an interesting question. Do they really have you and access to you? So if I'm a guest or I'm in the club or I just stopped over for a drink, this public spaces or something here, I would think you're so far up. You're on level 72. You're like the,
There's no 72.
well, you know what I'm saying. You're on the
I
top
think
floor.
it's what,
What's level
28,
70?
28 floor?
You don't
Oh,
meet
20,
you don't
yeah.
meet the big guys. They're always on some floor somewhere you can't. They're away from the little people and the public here. Or are you out walking the floor and walking the property?
So, luckily for me, and luckily for many of our hotel guests, and especially our members, I have such a fantastic team there. I've worked with, I brought in a lot of people that I'd worked with in the past. So I actually have more people that worked at studio now than do at the new studio
Wow.
now that it's reopening. I have more people in Pendry from that era of studio than they do in Montage. So I trust my chef team very well, and it allows me, frees me up to, during the day, it's a lot of meetings and it's a lot of,
Do you think they're listening?
I'm sure they will be, yeah, when I tell them to.
But I would think again, you're in cost control meetings. You're
Yeah,
in
yeah.
strategy meetings, marketing meetings. You're in a business now. You're not out. You're not.
That's a great point, and it is. that is the level that I'm at is operating a business. But that business all comes from our guests. I mean, they're the ones that sign my checks at the end of the day.
But do I see you if I walk through the property?
You will most likely see me. I spend most of my time, especially after afternoon and evening, I'm on the floor, and I usually greet the members when they come in.
Yeah.
The club is closed 2 days a week too, so I'm usually there almost every day that it's open.
It's what
and-
closed probably on Monday or something.
Yeah. Monday and Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday,
Monday and
okay.
Tuesday.
All right. So one of the common complaints with Chef and I on this show is this new move towards somebody gets a Michelin star, somebody gets a name, and then suddenly they designed the menu. And they're never there. I don't think they've ever been there since it opened.
Yeah,
but
they-
it's their name on the menu.
Yeah.
It's their restaurant
Yeah.
or whatever.
That's, I think it's created by those TV shows.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And so they
Yeah.
use that as a marketing tool.
It is. It's a marketing tool. For
and
sure.
yet the chef is never, that name is never really on the property.
It's
Yeah.
it's on the menu.
It's on the menu. Yeah. They help design the menu and then they're gone.
Yeah, and you get a lot of that in Orange County just because
A lot of it.
they want to have a big name to help sell the brand.
Yeah.
I love meeting people. I love talking to people. I have days where I kind of hide out and back a little bit more than others, but I feed off of the guest energy too, and it keeps me in very direct contact with their feedback. If they have something great to say,
I
wonderful,
think
I'll
your
share
big
it.
name is to say you are the executive chef at the Pendry Hotel. Then you don't even need people to know you are
Yeah,
Ben,
yeah.
Chef Ben.
But
Yeah.
I would guess if I went to one of the big resorts in Vegas that the executive chef doesn't want to be known.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about being a hotel chef is you can separate yourself from a lot of, for me, why I got in the business, which is the actual creation of the
Right,
food. And
right.
you do get lost and caught up in these meetings because there's so much planning that's involved with things, and
And budgets and
budgeting.
staff
Yeah.
and marketing
Yeah.
But-
and decisions.
if I may say, Las Vegas is a destination for people from all over the world. But top hotels like the Montage and the Pendry are destination hotel.
Right. You're coming there for that brand,
Yeah,
for that
and
experience.
upon that they are on the coast of Southern California. So the whole thing together say, hey, if you want to have a special time, that's
Keep it up because
Yeah.
I want to see the
Yeah.
chef. I want to meet the chef. I want to say hi to the chef and say, that was fantastic, or why did you do that, or whatever. Here, I don't want it to be just some corporate decision. Somebody flew in, designed the menu, and never touches the property again.
Quickly, it depends on the top management. If they let the chef, it's a little bit of semi-freedom.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
The chef will be happy to be there.
Yeah,
And
that's
people
a great
are going,
point.
and
That's a
people
great
want an
point.
experience. They don't
If I
want
was
just
being
great food.
dictated as far as what was
You
on my
can't.
menus, I'm not necessarily going to be proud about it walking out in the dining
yeah.
room, But I'm very proud of what we do, and so I do like to share that feedback.
Well, we're
with you
very
guys.
proud that you're here. We went way over. How do they come to the Pendry? So I'm allowed in. Even a bum like me can come into the Pendry.
We'll take
Certain-
all walks,
certain
my
parts,
friend.
maybe.
All walks.
I
But
think,
you are long
I
overdue,
think,
and I'd love to
I
have you
think
there.
the receptionist will put you
Yeah, please. Out with this guy here.
But yeah, we're right across from Fashion Island. Open 7 days a week. The club's closed a couple days. We are Via Mara, which I'd love to promote, is open right now for the public, dinner and lunch.
Oh,
It's not forever though. We will shut it down eventually.
Via
It's kind
Mara
of a-
being the one in the Elwood.
Exactly. It's
Okay.
it's a recruiting tool that we're using. It's been tremendously successful.
Okay.
And for us, it's really nice
And what's
too
the
because we get
cuisine?
to-
What's the food there?
it's
Via Mara?
Italian, high-end Italian, but very seasonal. Very
his famous pizza.
I gotta try. I love pizza.
The pizza's amazing.
Love
The
pizza.
pizza is really good. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Any place else you want us to go? Like if somebody wants to, I know they're pushing the Elwood to
Well,
get
Set,
people to
Set
sign
would
up.
be the other big one for dinner. Set is a really fun restaurant. So it's got amazing vibes. Food's really fantastic. We have cuts from all over
I'm
the
sure
world.
the sushi is
And the
amazing.
sushi's really good. We fly in fish from all over the place.
How many years did you have Pascal's? 25, 30 years?
25 years.
Did you ever once use the words the vibes? It's got great vibes at Pascal's.
I didn't have to because
It had great vibes.
he was very vibrant.
But I think, again, isn't that part of the experience is just as important as
yeah,
the food
people
today?
come
Yeah.
and they knew each other. They were talking from table to tables and wine connoisseurs and then they come to see the chef in the kitchen. That was a very good vibe.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Well, it's a good vibe here today. Thank you so much for joining
you.
us here
Oh, well,
today.
thanks for having me. This
Ben
was a real pleasure.
Martinek, we got
Tremendous
the
pleasure.
executive chef, the culinary director for all this staff and properties at the incredible Pendry Hotel. Thanks for joining
And
us.
thank you for all your stuff.
Of course. Thank you.
Well, that's what I was expecting to get here. I want to go behind the kitchen doors, all of them, at a high-end property like that, and hear all that's happening on the cutting edge of cuisine these days. What'd you say, Chef?
You will get lost at the Pendry.
I would get lost.
Several kitchen doors.
I could talk about this all day. Thanks for joining us here today. Come back and hear more as we venture behind the kitchen doors, right here in Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio, streaming live from our studios, our secret studios, here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center.